So the movie star as a concept is kind of dead. Like, movie stars, actors in and of themselves, are usually not the box office draw. That's going to be the IP, or even the director in some cases. It's not going to be the person in front of the camera. That helps, right? That they have drawing power, but they are not the draw. However, one of those exceptions who kind of has been the draw is, of course, Dwayne Johnson, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. And the reason I bring him up is because The Rock has been doing something interesting lately. Something that might, and hear me out, might have the possibility to sort of revitalize the industry's direction. And the reason I say that is because he's doing things that are antithetical to the Dwayne Johnson we've seen over the past 20 years. This movie star who just, what we just saw over the past 20 years is super generic Rock, right? Of him just eyebrow raising, being in action movies that are completely forgettable, building off of Fast and Furious and playing Luke Hobbs in every movie. Nothing great, right? But he's a movie star. He's recognizable. He makes a good celebrity, a good personality, but not an actor who is going to give us captivating performances or be in good projects. That narrative is starting to change. Late last year, after all the things that happened, after the disastrous flop of Black Adam, after years of generic movie after generic movie, it came out that Dwayne Johnson is going to star in an A24 movie about MMA legend Mark Kerr. The Rock is in a serious movie. Sorry, what? The Rock, for the first time since Pain and Gain, is going to be playing a character more sophisticated than, "Hi, I'm The Rock. What's up? Can you smell what I'm cooking? It smells awful." Is that the direction we're going in? So that's interesting on its own. I wouldn't have a whole video about that, right? But then The Rock has been on a TV show recently, and it's not a traditional, serialized narrative TV show. Professional wrestling. He's been on WWE. Of course, his rise to superstardom started in the WWE in the late 90s, in the Attitude Era, with the Nation of Domination, pie eating, eyebrow raising, laying the smack down on these jabronis. That's what made The Rock a star, because he had to just had that factor that made him so engaging to watch. Because wrestling, in the WWE sense of it, isn't about the actual wrestling. It's about having these storylines unfold and these characters we can latch onto, these personas of the wrestlers. And The Rock has never been as cool as he was back in WWE. Until this year. See, earlier this year, The Rock was going to be in a storyline, in a feud, right, to have a wrestling match at WrestleMania, which is this week. It's the biggest wrestling event of WWE's calendar year, of the entirety of wrestling. And this was shaping up to be a big one. It's in the Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, sold-out stadium. It's that kind of big event, that Super Bowl level scale. And he was going to be there, presumably in a match against his cousin, who is the current WWE champion, right? Roman Reigns, his cousin. But the execution of it on television was so extreme from fans, from viewers, in support of another wrestler by the name of Cody Rhodes, that The Rock completely pivoted, right? They had a whole press conference in Las Vegas where The Rock did what we call a heel turn. A heel turn, in pro wrestling terms, is when a character transitions from being a good guy, someone you're supposed to cheer, to a bad guy, someone you're supposed to boo, someone who does bad things, right? And The Rock, he kind of embraced that hatred and turned into this character that mixes so much of these different things. His position now on the TKO board of directors, as which is the company in charge of WWE and UFC. Also, his past characters where all of these things have happened to make him this star that's become bigger than wrestling, and so he's arrogant and, goes against the fans. Because The Rock's origin story is not one of being instantly beloved. There was a period where he was a generic good guy in an age of 90s, attitude and counterculture that really didn't gel at all. And so The Rock is now playing. I mean, look at this. This is absurd. What you're seeing on your screen right now. This outrageous drip, these Versace jackets, and what it's doing is making The Rock interesting again. He's been bland and generic for so long, and yet now he's willing to get out of his comfort zone, sort of go back to his roots, and play a character that is telling captivating stories in the way only pro wrestling can. Now, is pro wrestling the most serious or dignified form of storytelling? No, absolutely not. But what it shows is that there is opportunity for these celebrities who have built their brands to be, safe and family friendly. The Rock may or may not run for president sometime in the future, right? And he needs his image to be, squeaky clean before he has a political campaign. That's not always been the celebrity approach to politics, but that's certainly been his, to have this brand that can sell a bunch of different products, his tequila or whatever, for Ryan Reynolds to go around with Mint Mobile, or if all of these to help their alcohol brands. Like, that's what they all seem to be doing. Get famous, make money, start an alcohol company. It's strange to me, but that's sort of the ecosystem we're living in, where the movie star is gone, but now they've just become IP. Since IP is the biggest factor in determining who sees a movie, right? How many people see that movie? Having that recognizable IP, that familiarity, is the thing that propelled Red Notice to be viewed, even though it's atrociously bad. But what The Rock has shown with A, his A24 deal, and B, his work in WWE, which has been wildly entertaining, what it shows is that they can actually play fast and loose, fast and serious, fast and furious, with those personas that they've carefully curated, and do fun stuff that's intriguing and captivating and gripping to watch, while not hurting their whole brand. If anything, propelling their status. So what this has the potential to do, and this is the question I want to leave you with, does this have the potential to revitalize the movie star who isn't just doing the same thing in every movie, but can give you good work and good content, good art with the projects that they're in? Is The Rock paving the way for that? Because after his failures, maybe you should. I think that's the direction The Rock should go in. And I think that's a promising direction that might lead to better art, in my view. His whole power grab of DC, that wasn't gonna work. Being in generic action movies and then Jungle Cruise or whatever, that wasn't working. Can movie stars go back to the glory of the past? Can we go back to, back in my day, they were good actors? Can we go back to that? I think that would be quite nice. And I hope that Dwayne Johnson's recent work can sort of set the precedent for that.